Hi.
Hello.
I recently heard a statistic that today there are more people in slavery than during the Civil War. And that this particular movie is bringing more light to that slavery issue. I'm wondering, is that surprising to you? And do you ever think what Solomon would think if he knew that he was bringing not only a light to slavery at his time, but in a future time?
Yeah, I think everyone heard the question, but I want to put a fine point on this. The question being that you had heard that statistically there's more slavery occurring in the world right now than at the time this film took place, and that is correct. There's more slavery going on right now than at any other time in history. Now, that can be sex trafficking, it can be forced labor, but it is happening. Largely, it happens in Asia, but it is not exclusive to Asia. There are thousands of individuals right here in the United States of America right now who are have their rights denied, are being forced to do something against their will. It is a problem. I was surprised. I was beyond surprised. You think that that is something that happens in the past, and again, as much as I love this film, I think one of the dangers is people walk out of the theater going, well, that was then, and thank God we're not like that anymore. It is happening, and it is a reality. And as far as what Solomon would think, you know, I can't suppose to know all aspects of him, but as someone who spent a good chunk of his life in these circumstances and spent the last years of his life fighting against these circumstances, I think he would really ask why they are allowed to continue. And I do not want to be a finger wagger, and I am involved in this system as much as anybody else. But you have to remember, in the slave system, there were people in the North who thought slavery was horrible, but benefited from it economically and allowed it to continue. And in 2014, there are some horrible circumstances, but sometimes we benefit from it. And I include myself at the top of that very list. But I think sometimes we got to ask, what is that price of freedom? And what maybe a little bit more do we have to pay to ensure that people around the world can live well, live decently, don't have forced labor, and what can we do just in a minimal fashion to help change things?